Title: Shadows of the Mind. Elena had always been the kind of girl with an active imagination. As the youngest of 3 siblings, she often found herself alone, sprawled across the living room carpet or sneaking into her father's cluttered study to escape the shouts and laughter of her brothers. It was in those quiet moments that she created an impeccable companion, an imaginary friend named Darius. Darius was everything Elena wished for in a friend: impossibly charming, funny, and ever so supportive. He had wild, dark curls that danced like shadows and a voice that made her feel seen, even in the depths of her solitude. Together, they built forts from blankets and told each other secrets under the glow of her bedside lamp. As younger siblings are often whispered about, Elena's parents brushed off her chatter about Darius as nothing more than a child's fanciful play. But then summer came, and something shifted. Elena had always heard those warnings about imaginary friends fading away, vanishing into the ether when the time came for childish things to be left behind. Darius, however, grew more real by the day. He no longer existed just within the confines of her mind, he began to appear in her periphery. She would catch glimpses of him between the leaves during late-night walks in the yard, his familiar curls bobbing as he darted away just as she turned to look. At first, it was thrilling. She felt special and unique to have a friend who transcended the invisible boundaries of childhood. But soon, Elena's playful companion took on a darker edge. It started with whispers, subtle, snaky sounds that coiled around her thoughts, wrapping her mind in a cold, unsettling grip. "Don't trust your brothers," he hissed one afternoon, his tone suddenly sharp, the laughter in it turning sinister. "They'll turn on you. They always do." Elena shook her head, feeling unease bubble in her stomach. "No, they're my brothers. They love me." "Are you sure about that?" He sounded almost offended. "I'd never betray you, Elena. I want what's best for you. You know that." With every passing day, Darius's influence grew stronger. The whispers became commands. "Cut that last cookie. They don't deserve it. Don't help them with their homework. Let them fail." She found herself obeying, the lines between right and wrong blurring like watercolor paint merging on a page. Her parents noticed the change. "Elena's been acting differently," her mother whispered to her father one night. "She's isolating herself. And her grades." But Elena brushed their concerns aside, wrapping herself in Darius's web of twisted affection. Until one chilling evening, everything came to a head. Elena, consumed by the darkness Darius had woven around her, concocted a plan to scare her brothers in a way that would solidify her place as a queen of fear in her household. She gathered supplies: a cheap mask, a flashlight, and the knowledge of their every fear. She could hear Darius cackling in glee as she prepared. With the setting sun draping the home in a cloak of shadows, she crept towards the narrow hallway where her brothers often ventured. She positioned herself behind an old curtain, her heart racing with excitement, Darius's whispers guiding her every move. When the moment was right and her brothers rounded the corner, she leapt out, the cheap mask shrouding her face, the flashlight casting a ghastly silhouette. But instead of shrieks of fright, genuine terror filled the air. They didn't just scream. They ran straight into each other, terrified and stumbling over their own feet. In that moment, the brightness of joy she once felt turned dark. The laughter that spilled from Darius transformed into something monstrous, grave and echoing. She felt a surge of power, but it felt wrong. "Good, Elena. Let them feel your wrath. Show them who's in control." His voice became a guttural growl, an echo of misplaced childlike joy twisting into pure, raw malice. Heart-pounding, she pulled the mask off her face, gasping as reality snapped back. She stumbled back and whispered, "Darius, stop. This isn't okay." He laughed, a sound devoid of warmth. "But you've enjoyed this, haven't you? They deserve to be scared. They don't care for you." The mask fell from her fingers, cracking against the floor. In that moment, Elena realized with soul-rending clarity that Darius wasn't the friend she thought he was. He was a parasite, feeding on her fears and negativity, distorting her reality in ways she had never wanted. "I choose love, Darius," she whispered, determination igniting within her. Not hate. With every ounce of strength, Elena envisioned a light she once felt in her heart as a child before Darius arrived, a warmth that banished the creatures of fear. She closed her eyes, repeating, "You are nothing. I am stronger." Suddenly, the air around her thinned like a film tearing apart. She felt icy fingers loosen their grip on her mind, the whispers, Darius's voice, fading into silence. A glimpse of the peacefulness she once treasured enveloped her, and with a surge of relief, she opened her eyes. Darius was gone. Elena sank to the floor as her brothers peered from the corner, confusion mingling with concern. "Elena, are you okay?" they asked, their faces slowly turning from fright to realization, seeing her despair. "Yes," she stammered, pulling her brothers into an embrace. They would laugh again, build forts again, and Darius wouldn't come near. Indeed, he was nothing more than a dark shadow, fizzling into the recess of her mind. Elena learned that companionship was never meant to twist her heart. From that day on, she was careful to nurture the light and shun the shadows, rekindling laughter and love wherever they could grow. Determined her imagination would never again be corrupted by a friend who was anything but